So those are the characteristics and the four main characteristics. But indigos also have some major gifts that most other people don't have. For some of them that I've seen, they're able to remember some of their past lives really easily right off the bat. For others, they can see your aura, which is the energy field around you. Others are incredibly talented right off the bat. When they're very small, they have astounding talent. My son, who's 19 now, is an indigo, and his area of expertise, let's say, his gifts, are in terms of building and three-dimensional things, organized, bringing things together. And so when he was 5 years old, he was able to use this thing called connects and bring a few thousand pieces together and build structures that were like 5 feet tall. So most people can't do that. And for him, it was just really easy. He could visualize it in his head and just make it happen. Others are very artistic, and others have different kinds of gifts, so a combination of different gifts. Part of that is the spiritual side. They have a very strong spirit. So what some people say is and I agree with that, is indigos are here to help humanity go forward a next step, to help destroy old structures that don't work anymore, such as some rigid school systems, for example. The only problem with that, though, is that a lot of kids are getting spit out in the process. It's not the school systems that are rigid that are being destroyed or being changed. It's the kids that are being spit out, and that's a major issue. One of the potential pitfalls is that some of them just withdraw, and they say, forget it. This life sucks. I'm not going to put up with it, and they just withdraw and don't do anything. So that can look like depression, for example. The issue is that they're on strike. They don't want to put up with anything. I don't care. This is stupid. This sucks. And there are a variety of causes for that. One of them could be, if you're okay with my talking about it, it could be a past life issue. Another one could be when the child was in utero, in mother's womb, the mother went through a time where she wasn't sure she wanted to have the baby, for example, or the father. The fetus is affected by that and then withdraws from life and shuts down some. And there can be a whole list of all kinds of other things that can happen. Those are just a couple of quick examples. So it results in depression, depressiveness, sitting back and withdrawing. I don't want to be in life much because I shouldn't be here anyway. So that's one of the pieces. Another one is lashing out and being angry. And they pick up the negative energy of other people around them. I've worked with many youth over time who came from cultural backgrounds where there was quite a bit of aggression. So, for example, in India during partition, I had lots of struggle between peoples there in 1947. That's an example. Youth coming, the parents come from Europe, and say the parent or the grandparent was in the war. Well, the child is impacted by that through what's called historical trauma. What that means is we carry the negativity of our parents. There's two pieces of research that I'll tell you, and it's quite fascinating, and it has a huge impact on many people, maybe you too. One of them was a group of Jewish people who were in internment camps. They survived, and the young ones came out later and had kids. Research shows that their kids are a lot more easily traumatized by life around them than other people. So that's one example. More sensitive, more easily, they go off base more easily than others. The other one is Japanese people in internment camps, the Second World War as well. We thought they were going to come and call in submarines and kill us all. And so then it was legitimate for us, of course, to steal all their property and put them in internment camps just in case. And so the result of that is that kids who went through that and they came out later and they had kids, their children are a lot more easily traumatized than other people. Right? That's a crucial piece as well. So the larger systems see it as legitimate to to contain and confine those groups, and the trauma continues later. There's some that do it to each other back and forth. There's some cultures do it back and forth to each other. So depressiveness is one example, anger is another example. I've worked with some youth who run away and whacked out, lash out. They key cars, which means that they scratch 100 cars, for example. They're just acting out their anger. Or who attack other kids. Or who won't put up with rigid systems, and they'll just, why should I put up with this stupid school principal? He's just trying to make me do stupid things. I ain't doing this, right? So, and it's the youth, the children and youth end up getting in trouble because of the negativity that they carry, and they don't know how to handle it, and they don't even realize where it's coming from. How are you going to know you carry historical trauma, for example? You've been with it forever. It's just part of you, but it throws you off base, makes you feel lousy, and you act accordingly. So because these indigos are so sensitive, and they're more easily affected by negativity around them, and more likely to lash out or act out in one way or another through drugs and whatever, then it's hard for a lot of parents to figure out how to handle them. And traditional forms of parenting don't work well for them. That's one of the difficulties. So one of the aspects in terms of what's needed is called authoritative parenting. It's as I mentioned earlier, combination of caring and strong boundaries. So if the child acts out, there's that container. Another is the child really needs your support and needs to be able to talk things through when negative things happen to them. Another aspect is because they're so sensitive and they're affected by negativity in their world, in the world around them, they need ways of healing that most people don't know how to do. So there's some methods that you can look at on my website, some free articles that you can check out. My books are just about to be available now, so you could choose to pick that up, and there are other things that you could do as well. See some healers locally and try them out. One of the things that parents need to do is, if indigos are here to be more fully in their power and in their spirit and in their light, then clearly our job is to help them to do that, and so then they can help the world more fully, help to transform the world more fully, and we can be part of that solution. Maybe we can give them a hand to do little bits here and there, whether it's to collect money to help out in Haiti, or we clean out some garbage, or we go do a bit of helping out with homeless people or whatever. Part of the difficulty is that more and more people over time, as we go and more and more people connect more fully with their spirit, one of the aspects that's been happening is that fewer and fewer people donate their time. People are focused on their own needs and cocooning and both parents working and so on. My suggestion to you is we need to be more connected with the world and bring out our gifts and help our kids to do so. I see that as crucial. The treatment that you're likely to get in seeing a helping professional is traditional Western approaches. No connection with spirit, no focus on helping them to resolve and clear their energy, and no focus on such things as historical trauma and so on. The tendency is to focus on things like behavior management and cognitive behavior therapy and so on, by most practitioners. This is likely to work quite poorly with your child. And then the tendency, if traditional Western forms of counseling and therapy don't work for your child, then a tendency is to say, see, this didn't work, then obviously what we need to do is to medicate. So, and then you go see a physician or a psychiatrist, and they provide, they prescribe some medication for your child. And what that does, there's some brain scans that show really clearly that what medication does is it does not help to heal some of the trauma that the child or adult is caught up in. What it does is it covers things over, it numbs feelings. So the gifts and the sensitivity and the capacity that we have, all of that gets dulled. So then the capacity to help out in the world is greatly reduced too. So, but then you don't feel so bad, or you're not acting out, so hey, Why not? In most cases, my strong recommendation to you is that that's inappropriate. What we need to do is to find solutions to help our child to heal. And if the child is acting out or just sitting there, there are some difficulties that they're struggling with, they don't know how to handle it, and we need to find an alternative to using the big bomb, which is numbing them and dulling their spirit.